I'm going to be talking about the War of the Roses. The War of the Roses is a battle between the House of Lancaster, the House of York. The House of York had a white rose. The House of Lancaster had a red rose. They had these roses because the House of York had a white rose first. I don't know why they had a white rose. But the House of Lancaster, they kind of wanted to be the same, so they had a red rose. And near the end of the battle, the War of the Roses, there was the Battle of Bosworth. You might be familiar with it, you might not. And these are the weapons that would have been used in the Battle of Bosworth. Like a longbow with an arrow, a sword / dagger, spear. These weapons would have been used in the Battle of Bosworth. Only some people would have had the bows. Most people would have had swords. Only some people would have had the spears. Only the people that weren't on horses would have had shields. Now the people on horses were the two leaders, Richard III and Henry Tudor. Richard III was on the House of York and Henry Tudor was on the House of Lancaster. Henry Tudor is aka known as Henry VII. So you might know him instead. And in the War of the Roses, it started because Richard III got crowned king in 1483. It was over 700 years ago. So, yeah. And Henry Tudor thought he deserved the crown instead. I think Henry Tudor deserved it too because Richard III killed everyone in front of him to get the crown before then. So there's also a story about two princes in a tower. I don't really know much about it, but two workmen came in to do some building, found a box of bones in, and they guessed it was the two princes, but it could have been any children's bones. But yeah. Richard III, he was on a horse. He had a bent spine. He normally walks like this. That's why, I think that might have been why he was on a horse. But he got stuck in a marshland. So he fell off the horse. The horse ran away and he got stuck there. And then Henry Tudor and his army came and they said, you can either run away and I'll be king, or die as king and I'll be king then. But Richard III said, I'll die as king or I'll stay alive as king. And then Richard III died and Henry Tudor was then king. I think he could have had a better choice than that, but yeah. Most people might know this. Some archaeologists in 2012, Richard III's body got buried up in a car park in Leicester. And yeah, I'm not sure what they were doing. They knew it was Richard III because he had the curved spine. It was all like wobbly. So they knew exactly who it was. They made in a museum all about Richard III. They made a replica of his body to put on showcase. His actual body is in a grave in a museum in Leicester. So yeah. Now I'm going to talk more about the actual War of the Roses. When I'm reading a book about Richard III, I've read it, I'm reading it again because it's quite short. And that's how I know he killed everyone in front of him to become king. So, yeah. And I think that's about all I should say. I think I'll see you guys in my next video. Not sure when it will be, but you'll know. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.